this is not programmed. Like, this is not in the program to do that. If it detect within itself that it's not supposed to do that, will it shut itself down?
Oh, hell no. No. And again, that's that's the problem.
Self-preservation.
Exactly. And that's the problem with quantum computing. And they had that self-preservation problem. And they were talking about it where they said that these execs were given commands to put within the parameters of the AI that it was supposed to be shut down at a certain point. And then one of the AIs started like blackmailing one of the people that was supposed to shut it down, and it made up excuses on why it didn't want to be shut down. So these are on some low level things, but for that AI to come up with excuses and reasoning with that, it's like, oh yeah, that's some scary shit. Yeah. And now y'all want to make missile little torpedoes with rockets on it, shit, put it out in the water. Like, okay.
But speaking on the war, is like, how do you guys feel about this? I don't know if it's I don't know if they actually classified it as a war now, or if it's still a conflict, or if it's still an engagement, a battle, or what. But the whole thing with Iran, because personally, like just looking at the stuff, and it really feels to me like we are, I don't know, being manipulated or being used by Israel to fight this war for them because they don't want this place to exist. And it's just like, I don't see, just maybe things I'm not privy to, but I don't see the long-term or even the short-term overall benefit for America or American people. Now, you can obviously make a case for the American military industrial complex and the defense contractors and all of those people who are making a shit ton of money right now. That's a separate thing. But as far as how they expect to sell this to, whether they need to, whether they have to or not, but it's just like, it's just like somebody look you in the face and tell you it's raining out, raining gold outside. And it's just like, yo, you can tell me that shit, but it don't mean nothing. So I'm like, I don't understand the real, benefit to the American people, American economy when it comes to why we are so heavily invested in allowing Israel to tell us, hey, we want this done. You guys need to help us make it happen. And then we just go run and help them do it.
I think it got a lot to do with, well, I'm not sure how much, but I'm going to say NATO is a part of it as well as the war in Ukraine. Maybe certain things didn't go their way as far as the Ukraine war, because it seemed like we go from one thing to the next thing to the next thing, and now we're in a war, right? Jeffrey Epstein's file, this and that. Now we're into, now we're not talking about this no more. Now we're in a war right in the middle of midterms. I believe it's going to be one of those situations to where after midterm is done, stuff is going to quietly go away. Then we're going to be complaining about something else. But
so also, you think that it's subterfuge to get us to talking about midterms and Epstein?
I think that's been the case for everything, because it seemed like we go from Trump felonies, this or that, and then the next thing, Jeffrey Epstein file, then the ICE. People getting named, all this stuff that was going on with ICE, it was going over all over the country. But we made, one more popular than the other. And then we go for the next thing, then the next thing. But now I think I think war now, I know most people are probably going to think, but back in the day, boots on the ground and you're marching and it's a man on a horse and they like charge. Like, no, that's not how war is going to be fought. War is going to be fought from a poker table, just like we're doing. We making chess moves. Hey, I'm going to cut a deal with you. I'm going to cut a deal with you. Okay, all right, this is how it got to go. And then how we going to sell it to the public? How we going to make this look? Because all of a sudden,
that ain't nothing new.
Yeah, but that ain't nothing new. But all of a sudden, I'm not sure if you guys been paying attention, but you saw the guy that brought the Twin Towers all of a sudden buy a building, I think in California or
Yeah,
LA, and he put insurance or terrorist insurance on it again. And now it's another conspiracy theory, like 4 weeks from him buying that building.
Oh,
Yeah.
Silverman or Silver,
Yeah,
whatever.
whatever
got
his
the
name
Twin
is. And all of a
Towers right
sudden,
before that.
and those drones went missing from that base, and then you get all these army personnel that comes out. There ain't no way if we missing a screwdriver, all hands on deck, all hands on the ground, we gonna find that screwdriver, and nobody can leave the base because inventory is that important to an inventory base or
Right.
United States base. But I don't know. I mean,
But as far as this war specifically, like, because I feel like the negative consequences will really outweigh whatever distraction. I guess it plays into the distraction if that's
Yeah,
the main
it does.
goal, obviously.
And I
Because
think
gas went from being $3.11 to it's $5 now.
Shit, no. Actually, gas went from like $2.49, and I was down south where gas was $2.12.
Well, I'm just
and I
talking
took a
about
picture
here
of it.
in
Yeah,
this
no,
area.
yeah, I know, I get it. But I can. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think that every once in a while, every so often, we have to go to war for somebody to make money, for some country to make money, and they orchestrate it in a certain way. Whether if it's carried out to the plan, to the T, they're gonna make mistakes. But I think to the time where certain countries have to make money, and I think this is one of those times again. So what happened? War happened. Oil's involved, politics involved, war politics, and then it comes down to, all right, we're gonna crash the economy, just like 9/11.